In the world of hospitality, success isn't just about having the most beautiful hotel or the fanciest services. No, it's built on something much, much deeper: understanding and really mastering guest expectations. So today, we're going to explore that one essential skill that truly separates good service from excellent, unforgettable hospitality. Hello, and a very warm welcome to all the students of Europe Hotel School. As someone with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations, I'm absolutely delighted to be your guide on this learning journey. Together, we'll walk through the critical skills you're going to need for a successful career. We truly look forward to supporting your professional growth in this amazing industry. And this really is the reality we operate in. Just think about it. You could be working in the most luxurious, five-star property on the planet, but if that communication fails, the entire guest experience can just crumble. So the key takeaway here is that mastering guest communication isn't just some soft skill. No, it is a core operational necessity. So if we want to build that incredible five-star experience, we've got to start at the very beginning. It really all comes down to this: having a deep, almost intuitive understanding of what our guests expect. And not just what they say they expect, but what they expect unconsciously too, at every single point of contact. Now, what's really interesting and a little tricky is that these expectations are never static. They're constantly changing. I mean, something that absolutely wowed a guest 5 years ago might just be the bare minimum today. Technology, new travel trends, even someone's personal mood, it all shifts what a guest wants. And what does that mean for us? It means our job is to be constantly learning, always observing, and ready to adapt at a moment's notice. So, even though some things are always changing, there are four pillars of communication that are just timeless. They're totally non-negotiable. Getting these right every single time isn't just a good idea, it's the price of entry if you want to achieve excellence in this industry. So let's break them down one by one. All right, first up, clarity. I mean, just put yourself in the guest's shoes for a second. They're often in a totally unfamiliar place, right? They need you to be their clear, calm guide. It doesn't matter if you're giving directions over the phone or answering a quick question in an email. Any vague or incomplete information is just a fast track to frustration. Okay, next up is speed. Look, we live in an on-demand world, and that has totally shaped how guests think. They expect things to be prompt. Now, this doesn't mean you have to solve every single problem in 60 seconds flat, but a timely acknowledgement, that is absolutely critical. Just a quick email that says, "Hey, I've received your request and I'm working on it," that is so powerful. It manages their expectations and it shows the guest you are on the case. And then there's warmth. And this one is so important. We can never, ever underestimate the emotional side of travel. A guest might have just stepped off a delayed flight or dealt with a really stressful drive to get to you. Your warm, empathetic tone isn't just about being polite, it's a powerful tool. It can literally de-escalate stress and rebuild a guest's confidence. It shows them you see them as a person, not just another reservation number. And finally, we have the absolute bedrock of trust: accuracy. When a guest asks you for information, doesn't matter if it's restaurant hours, a bus schedule, or details on their bill, they are placing their trust in you. Giving them incorrect information can cause real problems. I'm talking missed flights, unexpected costs, you name it. The rule here couldn't be simpler. If you are not 100% sure, you find out, you verify it. Okay, let's just recap those one more time because they are that important. We've got clarity, speed, warmth, and accuracy. These four things, they're the foundation. Every single positive guest interaction you will ever have is built on them. You master these, and you're ready to take things to the next level. So, once you've got those fundamentals down pat, what's next? How do you make that jump from being just competent to being truly excellent? Well, the answer lies in one word: personalization. Look, you just can't use a one-size-fits-all approach. It doesn't work. Think about it. A business traveler on a super tight schedule, they need you to be quick, direct, efficient. But a family on vacation, they're probably going to appreciate a more relaxed, friendly, conversational style. Maybe even some tips on what to do with the kids. The real skill here is learning how to read the guest and then adapt your communication style to fit exactly what they need in that moment. And that same adaptability is crucial when it comes to cultural nuances. A guest from one part of the world might expect a very formal greeting, while someone else might prefer a more casual, friendly hello. Now, the key isn't to become an expert on every single culture on Earth. That's impossible. It's about being observant and, above all, respectful. And here's a really crucial tip. Whenever you're communicating across languages, just stick to simple, clear phrasing. Avoid those local idioms or slang that can easily get lost in translation and cause confusion.
All right, now for the ultimate test of any hospitality professional. What happens when things go wrong? Because let's be honest, they will. But here's the thing. A service failure is not the end of the world. In fact, it's an incredible opportunity, a chance to turn a negative experience into a moment that builds profound trust and loyalty.
So let's really try to put ourselves in their shoes. Imagine there's a problem with their room, or their dinner reservation, or the bill. What does that guest really want from us in that moment? I'll tell you what, it's more than just a quick fix.
What they expect is a clear process. And here it is, a simple 4-step recovery. First, take ownership. No excuses, no passing the blame, it's on you now. Second, be transparent. You've got to tell them what's happening, even if the news isn't great. Third, focus on solutions. Talk about what you can do for them, not what you can't. And finally, number 4, follow up. Proactively reaching out with an update shows you haven't forgotten them. It shows you genuinely care. This is how you build unbreakable trust.
Okay, so as we begin to wrap this up, let's bring it all together. Consistently meeting and even exceeding the expectations we've talked about today. Well, that's not just another task on your to-do list. It's the strategic path to a really successful and rewarding career in this industry.
Technology is going to change, trends will come and they will go, but the fundamental human needs that drive guest expectations, those are here to stay. At the end of the day, every single guest, no matter who they are or where they come from, wants to feel 3 things: respected, informed, and supported. And your communication? That is the number one way you deliver that feeling.
So I'm going to leave you with one final thought to carry with you. We've spent our time today talking about the expectations of right now. But a true professional, they're always looking ahead. So your challenge, and really your greatest opportunity, is to become a student of human behavior. To learn to observe, to really listen, and to develop that intuition to anticipate what your guests will need, sometimes even before they know it themselves. The only question left is, how will you rise to that challenge?